In this video I'm going to be showing you the barrier base, which the Horde cannot really seem to pass the invisible wall it creates, and as well as explaining the concept behind the design, showcasing from early game to late game build. And this cabin may look small and insignificant, but this is the safest place that you can be in during the Horde night, and just wait till you see what's inside. Hello everybody and welcome back to another 7 days to Die Horde Base Series. Before I start explaining the concept, let us do the F.E.A.R evaluation: flexibility, effectiveness, accessibility, and reliability. Regarding flexibility, you can use your ranged weapon or throwables when you are fighting the Horde, but unfortunately you cannot really use your melee weapons, which is why this base is scoring 3 out of 5 in terms of flexibility. But besides fighting the Horde, this base design excels at something else, which is coming up to our next point: effectiveness. When it comes to effectiveness dealing with the Horde, this base is extremely effective against any stage of Horde. Not only you can fight the Horde, but this base truly shines when you don't actually fight the Horde. Yep, you can literally do nothing and get inside, hide in the corner, and just let the Horde pass through. The Horde will never be able to penetrate through the invisible wall. If you choose to fight, there's a small possibility that you end up triggering cops or in later stages demolishers, which end up, slightly breaching through the wall. But in order to mitigate that risk, we have a multiple poles that the Zombos can chew through. And if you build this base big enough, no matter what kind of a difficulty you are playing, what kind of game stage you are playing, it is just simply gonna be impossible for the Zombos to break through. In terms of effectiveness, this base is scoring 5 out of 5. The next we're gonna be talking about accessibility. The basic concept of this base is very easy to build. There's no fancy or complicated design feature. Just because of the simplicity, you can build this base literally on day one. In that regard, the accessibility also scores 5 out of 5. The final evaluation: reliability. In terms of reliability or risk factor, this base has 0 to none of any risks. This is super sturdy, super reliable in terms of structural stability. Each pole that you see here is actually giving each other very strong structural stability. This base can take a lot of beating, it can get messed up a lot, but still it's gonna be functional and it's not gonna go down. In that terms, reliability also gets a score of 5 out of 5. Total, the F.E.A.R evaluation, this base is 4.5 star out of 5. Alright, now let's talk about the main concept behind the base. We are taking on the Zombos or the Horde, elevated from the ground at least 5 blocks high, and we are running this centered pole right here. If you see the block, it's quite similar to the regular step blocks, but instead of the blocks we are using the poles. The function behind these poles is that the zombies will see this as a stair, also perceive this as a path of least resistance, so they will try to hop on the poles and try to reach you. However, they cannot really seem to do that. Most of the time they are gonna be failing at the first pole or even the second pole, but they will never be able to cross through the third pole, just because the pole is so narrow that when the zombies try to get on top on the pole, they end up jumping over it. They'll just repeat that process over and over. Even though they are running around being very confused, they're kind of, really mad at this design and they end up randomly hitting some blocks around them. This base will take just a tad bit amount of damage because of that Zombo mechanics, but we can build more in order to prevent the zombies completely taking out the path. Which is why the early levels of Zombos, you can simply add more rows of columns right here. Just increase the number of blocks that the zombies can chew through, just as demonstrated previously. The zombies will randomly hit, most specifically, the level 1, level 2 and level 3 blocks. The more pole you have, it's gonna be the harder for the zombies to just take it down. Regarding the pole, I like using the pillar 0.025 meter centered pole, and let's call the 5 blocks high level 5 pole, the 4 blocks high level 4 pole, and etc. for just easier to explain. So I have 2 rows of level 5 pole here, and from that it goes down like a stairs. And if you decide to, expand your base. Whoop, not that. You can just expand to the sides like this. Also, you can make expansion to the poles. Not only the columns are going in front to us from this direction, but also you can build to the side to the level 5 poles, and it's also going to be act as a viable path, or it's also provide the barrier protection on the sides as well. If you are upgrading your base from cobblestone to concrete or even steel, prioritize upgrading the first 3 levels of poles first, and then you can upgrade the rest of the base. One thing in mind is that you don't really have to build the main structure or the main body of the base. You can utilize already existing POIs. Just build poles leading up to the rooftop. This will be a more cost-efficient way. Alright, this base is 7 blocks wide. As you guys can see, a 7 column of poles right here, and also 5 blocks tall. And I built the poles in a way it kind of resembles like a half pyramid that you guys can see up there in our previous videos. And I only built the barrier on 2 sides. I didn't bother building in the other 2 sides because I just wanted to leave it open and have really nice access to the base. Look at this. It's kind of like entering safe haven, Alright, let's get inside. And this cabin may look small, but this has everything you need inside. We have a fireplace here, we have our bed here, and we have camp station here, forge here, 2 mixers up on top of our roof, and this is actually workbench, and these you see here are all storage boxes. I achieved this very space efficient design by putting some support columns or poles around top, and then I just simply put the workbenches and storages up there so that we will have a much more breathing room in our main house. Don't be fooled with the appearance, because this is not at all made out of wood. It's actually made out of concrete and steel. I just took my time to paint the house and create something nice, something cozy, something very safe that we can call home, or safe house that we can just chill inside no matter what the heck is happening outside. Here we have a balcony leading up here with a very great view of our surrounding, but this balcony also serves us another purpose, which is we can take these stairs leading up to the roof. During the horde, the birds, they are kind of problem. So either you can place down a robotics turret up on top, or you can simply place spike traps to deal with the horde, and then you can just hide in the corner of your house and just go AFK during the horde. Alright, now let's get on to the stress test. I want to show you guys how the base performs and also how the zombos are behaving. And we are gonna be hiding in this corner away from the zombos line of sight. I don't want to get seen by the cops. If they see us, they will start puking at us, which is gonna end up damaging the base, so I don't want that happen. Our current game stage is maxed out 720. It is day 7000 horde, maxed out 64 zombies, warrior difficulty. Let's see, man. Let's place our camera here. Okay, I think this is the better angle. All right, let's go. Come on. As you guys can see, the zombos can, potentially go through the 3rd level of the poles by stacking on top of each other, but they will rarely reach the 4th level, not to mention the 5th level as well. Now, I built this cabin in order to just go AFK, but if you wanna fight the horde, you can build something a little bit open, with the open windows for you to shoot or throw some throwables, and convert this into a zombo fighting base as well. And because the zombos are, getting absolutely mad and hating this space, they end up just hitting random stuff around them. They could potentially also trigger the cops and demolishers themselves. Let's see if that's gonna happen with this space. Now, one thing you can notice with this base design is that the zombies are not really spread out around the barrier, but they tend to bunch up in one spot, which makes a great target for throwing some throwables. This is actually happening because all the zombos kind of have like one simple, AI or mechanics behind them, and they are all choosing one path at the same time, which is causing them to, bunch up like that. Oh, there we go. They just freaking triggered themselves. Let's check the time. Almost halfway through the horde, and our base is still standing strong, man. Nice. Two column is down, and they are trying to dig under the base, but structural stability wise, as I mentioned before, the poles are also giving the structural stability to the cabin as well. And after the horde, we can, fill the ground with concrete, which in return end up offering us more and more structural stability in the next horde. Alright, I think they're done with one of the side barrier. They are shifting towards the next barrier. I think it's almost in the morning. Let's check out the time. Only 1 hour remaining. I think it is safe to say at this point we have successfully passed the horde. Let's wait until the horde is finished. After that, let's evaluate the damage. Demonstration purposes, we can fight the horde very easily. Let's throw some throwables. Oh, where did I throw that? Oh god. Man, this cabin is really not made up for fighting the horde actually. You can, make a little bit more opening and actually fight the horde. Alright. Let's remove all the zombos. Let's evaluate the damage. First barrier is basically got taken out, but most of the poles is standing. The only reason why the zombos switched to the other side is they have taken out the second level of the poles. Overall, I would say the damage is maybe 25%, maybe 30% damage. Oh, by the way, this base looks like it's kind of like floating, but it's not really. I have a round plate here acting like a block, and also I have a square plate upside down acting like a floor of the cabin, which is why it's kind of giving us the illusion that it's floating, but it's not. It's not really floating. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and follow the channel for more contents like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day and peace.